Well, hello. Welcome to March 5th, 2025. Excuse me. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily good life meditation. This is an exercise that I do every morning, shortly after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use the time to think about the last 24 hours, to go over the challenges and opportunities that I met, to see how I met them, to see if I could have done it better, and a spot where I did well, so I can remember that too. I recite the 8 objectives of my creed, and then I plan for the coming day. But before I get started, let me, as usual, welcome my new YouTube subscribers. Also, give you a disclaimer that this video is, although it's happening in Japan, this is a Japanese convenience store. You can hear the ambient convenience sounds going on around me. This is not a video necessarily about Japan. This is a video diary that I do every day, roughly at this time. So if you're here for the Japan content, I recommend my other video, my other daily upload in the Retiring in Japan series. Also, I want to give a big thank you to my growing numbers of Patreon supporters. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that, including my first capsule hotel level supporter this week. Thank you very much. As well as my YouTube members and those of you who watch my videos. All of you have collectively contributed to my morning coffee this morning. This is the Mini Stop black coffee. Comes from the machine right over there. And you guys buy that for me every day. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Your contributions will also help to contribute to the adventure videos that I plan to resume making after my wife and I get settled here in Japan. A quick update for those of you that are not familiar. I'm Kurt. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm 60 years old. I'm a married man with a grown daughter. My wife and I have our daughter Emily, who's now in her 24th year. She's graduated from university, starting her first career level job next month here in Japan in April. My wife and I are recently retired, and we moved back to Japan from Southern California, where we finished raising our daughter, splitting her childhood between Japan and America. We currently reside here in the Valley of Tea, Yada, in Shizuoka City, Japan. We recently bought in one of those Akiya houses that everybody talks about, and are now in our just over 1 month owners in the new house. And that is going to circle around and come back to this today's talk. By the way, if you leave comments, I save responding to comments until at the end of this video. So I apologize for ignoring you now, but I will get to your comments at the end. All right, here we go. So that's all the beginning stuff. Let's talk about the last 24 hours. I always keep notes of throughout the day, and I give each day a name. Today's name is Housewarming Day. More about that in a moment. As for the notes for yesterday, this is one of those rare cases where I don't have anything to note yesterday. Yesterday went well. Yumiko and I did a lot. We had a plan. We took care of her father. That's one of the things that we do during our day, is to look after Dad. We made sure he was taken care of. It was a stormy day, so we made sure Dad had his lunch and was safe and comfortable at home in his house. He's got a beautiful new house that he built here in Yada. Once that was the case, and we knew our dogs were safe and comfortable at home, we went down to downtown Shizuoka. We were going to take the train, but then Yumiko's got a little problem with her foot, and she has seen a doctor about it. But her foot began to act up, so we decided to drive instead, which yielded an interesting discovery. Train tickets are 220 yen each way from our train station to downtown. And so for the two of us to go back and forth, that's 880 yen. We typically don't drive downtown because parking is very expensive. However, with Yumiko's foot not feeling well, when I got to downtown, I simply stopped in front of the it's a shopping center that we wanted to shop at. She got out, and I said, I'll be back, I'll go find us a parking spot. And since I knew my wife was well entertained and occupied without me, she enjoys shopping even more without me, Fancy that. I spent a little bit of time to reconnoiter a reasonably priced parking space, because usually the parking downtown, if you park like anywhere near within 1 block of where I dropped Yumiko off, you're going to be paying 100 yen for every 20 minutes, which is like, like 65 cents, 70 cents for every 20 minutes, for a maximum of about 1,600 to 2,000 yen for a day, or more. So that's a lot. It's a lot more than the 880 yen it would cost us to go back and forth. So that's typically why we take the train rather than drive. But since I had a little time, I scoped around and I just went a few blocks out of range, and then I discovered a parking space that was in a crappy piece, excuse my language, piece of land. It was up an alley. I saw a little sign pointing up an alley with almost a plaintive sign on it. There's parking here, believe it or not. Because the other parking lots are all on the bigger streets. I thought, I wonder what that could be. So I followed that sign, and I found this little tiny parking lot in an out-of-the-way place. And because they knew that they had the disadvantage of being off the main track, they had a discount rate of 100 yen for 40 minutes and a maximum of 1,000 yen per day. Now remember, the train ticket is just 880 yen for the two of us. So 1,000 yen would be just 120 yen more. But the reason that that's important is that we get the convenience of driving our car and the ability to haul a lot of stuff around, right? Because we have the car. We have a Suzuki Jimny. It's not a big car, but it's bigger than carrying stuff on a train. So now I was like, now I have a new angle on this, right? Now I know we can drive downtown because I discovered this parking space. Because we moved to Japan with just 2 suitcases each and a few boxes, so we have next to nothing. We're currently furnishing our 4-bedroom house here in Japan, which has nothing in it. That comes back to the title of today's Housewarming Day. So then I parked the car and walked and found my wife, and we had a good time. And when it was time to go, I just went and got the car. And she tried to walk back a little bit with me, but her foot started hurting, so I put her, she stayed under the alcove of a little building while I went and finished and got the car. Anyway, that all worked out well. The point is, everything went really smoothly yesterday. Nothing ambushed me. Nothing really surprised me other than the usual oscillating, what I call high and low tide, which is mood balance, right? I mean, I have big swings in mood where I feel really good, and then followed by, not feeling good. And then I have micro ups and downs. And I'm used to that. That's been the case all my life. I know that there's a lot of that connected to how I eat, how much rest I get, what time of the day it is. Like I'm finished after 9 p.m. Nobody needs to be around me after 9 p.m. I'm a hot mess, and it's awful. Here at 5:51 in the morning, that's a different story. I'm at my peak right now. Nothing can get me now, seemingly. That's why I get up so dang early. I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning because I want to capitalize on these morning hours, which have been reliably since boyhood been the best time of the day for me. So what I mean to say is that I have nothing to report on yesterday that was extraordinary in terms of a challenge or an opportunity. Although I did have one passing moment of kind of pain in my heart. There was, when I lived here in Japan before, like I said earlier, we raised our daughter Emily here through her small years from age 3 until 14. During that time, I had a stint as an antique dealer, and I used to pick up handmade papier-mâché Daruma figures from a very old shop near downtown Shizuoka that was run by 4 very old people at the time, the last in the line of the family, and they had been making these handmade papier-mâché figures since the Edo period. Their shop was beautiful. I had lots of photos. I was a regular customer of theirs because I resold their products online. And after I got back to Japan, I wanted to find their store, but it had been over a decade and I couldn't. And then we went to my family's graveyard about a month ago, and we were stopped at the flower store, and I realized I knew it was the same street where that shop was, but I couldn't find it. And I realized, looking across the street, that it was the empty lot that was being bulldozed. That clearly the family, the oldsters that had run the place, had all died or passed on, or now are in homes or something like that, and they had torn the building down. The business has clearly gone out of business, I think. Torn the building down. There was no one to take it over. And seeing it bulldozed, I thought it would be rebuilt into something else, but it kind of broke my heart. But then yesterday, driving back from downtown, I passed that spot, and it was now a parking lot. And that kind of struck me, not in an ambush way, but in a sentimental way. That this business run by these oldsters, long family tradition, handcrafted, gone. The business is gone, seemingly. The building is gone, the beautiful building that they had. And now it's just a paved parking lot with fresh asphalt and a few cars parked on it with a robot to attend to the tickets. You get my meaning. Okay, so there was nothing yesterday that really struck me. It was a pretty good dang day. As for my creed, it consists of 8 objectives as follows: to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly, deliberately, and carefully, and finally, number 8, to keep my balance. All of these items have more depth to them than I'm casually glancing over them now. You can read about them, if you like, in my book, Going Alone, in the chapter titled The Good Life. You don't have to buy it. You can get it. You can read it for free online at goingalone.org if you like. All right. The next 24 hours. Well, it's still a rainy day today. If sister-in-law Yoko doesn't text me shortly telling me she needs a ride to work, then I won't be doing that, and I'll just walk the dogs, have breakfast with the wife, and I'm going to call today Housewarming Day. Maybe we'll do a repeat of what we did yesterday, which was really successful. We went downtown and shopped and got stuff and really turned the house around. I think maybe I'll suggest we do exactly the same thing today, now that we're armed with a parking spot, right? And a methodology, and have a nice lunch. Oh, we had the nicest lunch yesterday. We had the shabu-shabu together. This whole retirement thing is really coming into its own. I'm kind of forgetting about the fact that it's a work week, and that, because, for a long time, I would have this kind of a sense of guilt, like a kid playing hooky from school, that all the kids are at the class, the teacher's there, I'm out having fun, this is great, but it feels guilty. That guilt is fading, and it's just becoming replaced with a normalcy. Like, for example, I was walking through the streets yesterday, and there was bare of people, and I was like, this is really nice. We got it all to ourselves, right? I used to feel kind of weird, and still weekends feel more festive because everybody else is out. But they're also, but during the week it's like, go do your thing, everybody. It's time for us oldsters to enjoy the world without the kids. That's what it is. Retirement is becoming like a night out without the kids. That's exactly what it feels like. Not that we ever did that. Yumiko and I were never the babysitter type. We didn't we rarely went out and did stuff and left our daughter behind. In fact, I don't think we ever did it. I don't think we ever did it once, raising Emily. So we're not that type. Not that that matters. That's not relevant. But the point is, it really does feel that way. Like we go out and we walk the dogs in our community here, and we see the same retired people every day. I think they're retired. They're like our age. They're walking their dogs in the middle of the day, dressed casually like we are, and it's a Wednesday, and we see them every day. So they must be retired as well, and they've got their dogs, and it's like a club, right? And it's like it really is like an adult's day. It's interesting how that's changing. That guilt is going away. Just 2 more points I want to make about yesterday, and then I'm going to wrap up. 2 really nice things. Yumiko and I had the nicest lunch together. There's a couple of things that retirement has yielded that are, and I say this under the hashtag retired. What is that? A hashtag? It's a hashtag retirement, because I like to make notes about this experience. there's a couple of things that really, really stand out that I didn't see coming. One of them is the way that I want to be at home. Unlike any other time in my life, I'm here. Someone told me the other day. They said, now that you're in Japan, after you get the house all settled, Kurt, you're going to need to find something to do. And I was like, clearly you don't know me, because when I lived in Japan before, I did a lot of stuff. And there's a lot, but I don't really want to do that stuff the same way anymore. I'm really happy at home with my wife, and it doesn't mean that I was not happy at home with my wife before. But before, home was this frantic, frenetic, ground. It was like the corner of a fighter's rink. And you'd be out there having the fight of the career and the family and all that, and stuff like. And I'm not talking about fighting with the family. I'm talking about the fight of maintaining the family. Helping your kids with homework, all that kind of stuff. And then you go to the corner. Yeah, the coach comes over and, you got him, Rocky. That's what home felt like. Home doesn't feel like that anymore. Home feels like Tasha Tudor's garden. If you're familiar with her, her books, from that old woman from Maine that had that beautiful garden. That's how home feels, especially now that we have a home of our own and it's all paid for and it's safe. I can't get over the sense of, sometimes look out my balcony at the little property line because our home is paid for. It's untouchable. It's like our property taxes are $15 a month. I can do anything during that. And I'm not saying this by way of bragging. I'm saying this by the sense of, it's like a fortress. It's like whatever happens out there in the world, nothing can touch me here. I'm safe here. And that makes me want to be at home. It's my respite. It's my peace from the world. And I was telling Yumiko yesterday how I imagine I'm going to spend more and more time at home, especially in the garden. The second thing that I'm not surprised about it in hindsight, but it is deeply, deeply satisfying. There's a twist to this. It's being with my damn dog all the time. I really love being with Rudy because he's my dog. Black dog is Ollie is Yumiko's dog, and I love both my dogs. But you know what I mean. Sometimes that's the way it falls. So Rudy's with me all the time, everywhere I'm at home. Now, he was with me all the time when I was a working man, too. But I was working then, right? I would be sitting at my desk in meetings all day, blah, 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 blah. He was somewhere else. Now it's just him and me. I'm doing stuff, and he's with me, and my attention is more with him. I really do enjoy that. So there's that. Now, one more pleasant thing I wanted to describe. Last night was very cold, and Yumiko suggested, why don't we fill the tub for the first time? Because I had scrubbed that thing out. I had made it clean. And the showers turned out to be a great success. And so she filled the tub, and all the mechanisms worked, all the electronics, the magic, the songs, it played it all, because Japanese bathtubs are amazing. And when I stepped into the tub, she called me, she said, your bath is ready. So I came down we're that kind of couple. She makes dinner and calls me down to dinner, and she fills the tub and tells me when my bath is ready. That's just how things unfolded. I mean, I know it sounds very old-fashioned and traditional, but that's just how our marriage evolved. So, and I didn't ask for that, and I didn't expect that. That's just the way my wife likes our family to operate. So, and I'm very pleased with that. That's fine. So, as maybe politically incorrect as it may seem, I don't know, is that even a politically correct term anymore? Anyway, she called me down. I came down. I opened the thing to the bath, and I looked inside because it's a stainless steel tub, and I thought, oh, all the water drained out. There's no water in that tub. I thought, oh crap, we've got a leak in the tub. And I looked closer. And I took my finger and I reached down into the tub and it touched the water. The water was so crystal clear and so still that it was absolutely transparent. You couldn't tell there was any water in the tub. And the water was beautifully warm. Just pull it out. And I put my hand a little deeper, and it was warmer down deeper. And Yumiko taught me to read the buttons. There's a button to push to say re-warm. So I pushed the button, and it started re-warming. And this is the old tub that we're going to have torn out. I sat in that thing, and I had the most beautiful soak ever. It was great. I recorded a whole lot of it. yesterday's Retiring in Japan video. I just uploaded it. You can watch that on the YouTube channel. At the very end is me sitting in the tub soliloquying, well, actually talking about something rather deep, I think. Deep. The man thinks he's deep. No, it was deep for me. It's a deep thought for me. So, give that a listen if you want to see me in the tub. I tried to make sure my naughty bits didn't show. And that's it. Today we're going to do all of that. If I can get a chance, I'm going to go through some of the boxes in the house because I'm missing a few books and see if I can find them. Let's go through comments before I wrap things up. There's Worth Doing Badly. Hello, Worth Doing Badly. Good morning to you. Valeria says, good morning from the Netherlands. Oh, my favorite country in the world. I love it. I used to work in Naarden, and I used to spend a lot of time in Amsterdam. I love your country. Good morning, Mog. Hi, Mog. An old name from the old days. You've been around for a while. Good morning, Kurt. Wishing you well today. Thank you so much. Danielle. Hello, Danielle. Good to see you. Busy Lizzie. Hello, everybody, she says. Valeria. Hello to you. And Busy Lizzie, the rug certainly made your room look so much better. Thank you. It's not a rug, actually. It's like a fake tatami mat cover. The real rug that Yumiko ordered for me is coming on Saturday. So that false tatami thing is just kind of covers up the dirty old carpet underneath, and then the real rug comes. So hopefully that'll make it look even better. Thanks for the feedback, Busy Lizzie. Silver Mist. Hey, Silver Mist. Nice to see you. Worth Doing Badly says, have you ever thought about releasing audio versions of your books? You could probably even generate them with the help of AI in your own voice. Thank you for your suggestion. I've actually been working on that project. I got about more than halfway through the audio version of Going Alone. I would go out to the desert and sit under the bridge and read full chapters. It's actually on the channel. There's a playlist for the audio version. So I have actually been working on that piecemeal. It's just the project that hasn't come to completion because I keep getting distracted writing new books. I love the idea, though. I really like the idea of having AI do that. Good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Really good idea. Thanks for Worth Doing Badly. I appreciate that. That's worth doing goodly. Love the rewarm option. Love the rewarm option is terrific. Valeria said, not even our apartment that we were renting had that, so I don't think it did. Valerie says, thanks, Naarden is lovely. Oh, I just love the castle there. It's such a pretty place. Just love it. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to wrap up for now. If it seems like I'm going a little quickly, it's because my feet are soaking wet and miserable. And so I'm going to get home and put on some warm socks and then get ready for the day. I hope everybody has a really good day. I wish everybody all the best as usual. Oh, there's April. I was wondering if April was gonna be here today. April says, caught the tail end again. Baby waking up all night, making it hard to get up in the morning. Storm knocked out the power on and off. And the night's remote power makes lights go on. And April, I swear to goodness, you certainly do live an interesting life, and I'm glad that you have your YouTube channel. I rarely watch videos, but I really do want to see your videos and sit down and watch them with Yumiko in the evening. So it's when we get internet connected up in the house. I'm wishing you all the best, April, and rooting for you. I know it's a challenge. You've got your hands so full. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I wish you all the best, everybody. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.